Hey y'all, welcome back to Movement Link. So today I've got a short little 10-minute video. You can follow along to it. You're gonna need a foam roller, and the focus is gonna be on the triceps, just kind of restoring some tissue health, range of motion, get some blood flow into the area to really help recovery and range of motion of those triceps. So we're just gonna start by kind of getting the arms kind of warmed up generally. So you can do this kneeling down or you can do this standing up, but let's just go ahead and start with some arm swings across your chest. And as we come across, let's try and get those arms straight and really kind of even open the palms up back here. And you can play around with thumbs down and thumbs up as you come across. But draw that belly button in, rib cage down, and let's stand tall. So let's not just be in a broken position. Then we're gonna do some big ones backwards. As you go up, we wanna get those palms back, and then as soon as you can't get them back anymore, we wanna rotate around and kind of scoop. Let's go big ones forwards. Same thing, we're gonna wanna go palms back, and then once you can't do that anymore, we're gonna rotate around and kind of come back through. All right, now we're gonna stick your arms out to the side. So this one, your shoulders should start burning, so don't worry if they kind of are already. Arms straight out to the side. We're gonna go one palm forward and up and the other palm backwards and up. So you reach out as far as you can and just kind of rotate around. As you do this, try not to let those shoulders kind of dump. So really focus on that posture like we always do. Let's do a bunch of these. Draw the belly button in. Make sure you're in control of your breathing. We're not holding your breath or doing anything weird. Let's go short lever. So same thing, we're gonna go palm down and back, and the other palm's gonna turn in and go back. So palms or hands are always trying to face back behind you. We're not letting that shoulder dump. We're trying to keep everything nice in a good, solid position there. Okay, so now let's go ahead and grab the foam roller. We just wanted to get some blood flowing to make the tissues a little more receptive. We're just gonna grab that foam roller. You can kind of get comfortable however you want. If you don't have a foam roller, you can actually use your knee for this. So this is good to kind of know just for the future if you catch yourself without a foam roller. But since we have a foam roller, just gonna kind of stick that leg up to give me something to use. You can also use the side of a couch. If you have a yoga block, I've played around with putting it up on a yoga block. It's mainly just finding a place that we can kind of get leverage here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start just with scrubbing, and we're gonna start down by the elbow, and we're going off of the triceps, which is those big muscles back there behind that arm. We're just gonna kind of scrub up and down, back and forth, and then we can kind of pin it down and wiggle around, but we're just gonna start. Usually we kind of start with a sit on it and relax a little bit. I like to do that if we're doing tricep work, maybe with the barbell up on a rack, using the barbell like a foam roller. But when I'm kind of in this position, I don't get as much leverage, as much pressure. So I like to be a little more active here. And I'm really just looking at making sure I'm trying to get those tissues able to kind of move around in every direction here. Just kind of going all the way up, starting at that elbow. We're just working our way up, kind of goofing around here, up almost into what feels like into the armpit, but keep that focus kind of on the back of the arm. Then we can go back, and so let's go back near that elbow. We're gonna go long lever now, so let's go that arm all the way out, and let's just rotate it as far to the right as you can, as far to the left as you can. And as you do it, you'll kind of feel you're able to kind of keep moving and kind of rolling that roller up. And so think about working your way all the way up the arm kind of as we go. I've kind of gotten to a section that doesn't feel like it's as bad as that previous section, so I'm just going to go back. We've got about 30 more, maybe a little more seconds than that here. But I'm just gonna really just focus on those areas that feel like they really, really need it. Just kind of rolling back and forth. All right, 10 more seconds. Make sure we're breathing. We're not holding our breath through any of these positions. A few more seconds, we'll give it a little bit of a bonus here. All right, let's go to the other side. Same thing, we're gonna start near the elbow, just kind of figure out wherever you're comfortable, and we're just gonna start just shaking it around, really, rubbing up and down. Think of maybe the upper layers, upper tissues here. We're trying to get those to move around. We're gonna do it with the short lever, so bent arm here, just kind of making your way all the way up. You may need to play around with how you're sitting. You can try getting up on the knee to get better leverage in here. It's whatever's comfortable for you. Focus is on the triceps, so really what your lower body's doing is not that big of a deal right now. Just kind of trying to get some movement, feel around for what areas feel tight so you kind of know where you might go back to. Okay, so now we're gonna go with that long arm. We're gonna start by the elbow. You're just gonna rotate as far kind of internally and as far externally. That's kind of internally is that palm down. Externally is gonna be that palm up. That would be like that push-up position. You're just gonna kind of goof around in these positions. What we see a lot is when your triceps are tight, we start seeing pain on the outside part of the elbows. So if you're ever doing push-ups or presses or anything like that and start having that kind of outside the elbow pain, usually triceps are going to be the first place we check out. It doesn't necessarily mean that's the problem, but always a good kind of first spot. So as I'm kind of going here, as I kind of roll in, it's getting what feels like lumpy to me. So in those lumpy areas, I'm just going to kind of spend some slower time, going real slow, adding maybe a little more pressure, trying to change those angles, trying to make it just a little smoother so it can still roll around, but I don't want it to just like clunk. So just trying to get it to kind of move a little bit better. Got a few more seconds here. Okay, so now let's put the foam roller to the side. We're not going to need it anymore. So now we're just going to do some stretching here. This is kind of a goofy stretch. I lied about the foam roller. Sorry, grab it back. Give you a few extra seconds there. So you can do this without the foam roller. You can also do it with your elbow up on a foam roller. You can use a yoga block. You can do a lot of things with it, but we're just going to kind of stretch a position that looks like that front rack position. So the shoulder's going to need to be back, and we're going to need to create that external rotation, and we're going to be bent. So if you have something to elevate that arm, we're going to do that. So let's get in something that looks like a front rack position. Palm facing back, kind of pull that hand towards your shoulder a little bit, and then let's just lean down and stretch here. So we're mimicking a stretch that would be that overhead position if you straighten that arm out. We're just going to keep the elbow bent, your ear is kind of shoved into that bicep a little bit, and then I'm going to lean over to the right. I got my right hand doing this, so I'm leaning over into the right, and as I kind of flex my biceps, it kind of stretches that tricep out. I can kind of feel it going into my lat, down my side also. Just trying to breathe into this position. And remember, the roller's not meant to be doing any foam rolling here. It's just meant to elevate the elbow. If we didn't have it, we could just do elbow straight on the ground here, kind of leaning into it. Let's go ahead and switch to the other side. So again, we want that palm up. We're going to bend and then just kind of lean into it. So I'm on my left arm here, and I'm just leaning into that left side. Really just trying to feel really anything in the position stretching. So even though we are kind of attacking triceps a little bit, you may have to wiggle around to try and get that feeling into the triceps. But if you're tight in the lat or in the shoulder joint or anywhere, you might feel this in a little bit different of an area. Breathe. Make sure that palm is facing back. Ear is kind of into that bicep, and you're really just trying to stretch and let gravity pull you down. You can flex hard, big breath in, and then let it out and try and sink deeper into this. Okay, so let's go ahead and peel off of that one. Got just a little bit more. We're gonna finish it out. We're gonna go puppy pose just real fast. So hands out in front of you, twist into the ground, and let's stretch down here and then really lean to the right and lean to the left. Keeping those arms straight, stay real active in the hands, twisting into the ground like we would a push-up. And then we're just gonna finish it. Let's go 5 push-ups. We're gonna go a hair narrower than normal. We're not gonna do like hands touching or anything like that, but just a hair normal or narrower than normal. Get those shoulders back. Let's twist in. Get into a really good position here. You can go down on your knees if you want. And then we're just gonna send everything forward, really slow and controlled. Try and keep those elbows stacked on top of the wrists. Press back up. And then let's go ahead and do 5 of these. Give it a little bit of a pause down there at the bottom. Press out. We got 2 more. Go down. Give it a little bit of a pause, kind of hovering. Back up. Last one. And back up. All right. There you have it. A little bit of tricep recovery work today. We got a bunch more of these videos for different body parts. We also have some kind of general videos that you can follow along to. Talk to y'all soon.